Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be running some cables, drilling some holes, separating stuff out between data and power. We've got boards up, we've got runs up. I bought a dual board up here that allows me to do power and data together. I've got all the sockets in and the data points ready and waiting for the office, in and around. So first things first, well, we're going to cut all this VIR out first. I'll utilise the holes that the power originally runs through for my power in the office because it's on its own circuit. And then we're going to get the laser out and do another line of holes that's going to do all the data, because right down here in the corner, which you can see, that's going to be a brush plate for all the other data that are going to be coming through the wall. So yeah, make sure everything is separated within the floors. Me again with the wicked cool camera angle. This floorboard, by the way, was already broken. You can see how old it is. All fuse wood is dead and completely cut off, so I've not got to worry about anything being live. Anyone doesn't know what VIR is? VIR is vulcanized Indian rubber. It's old rubber cable that used to be installed back in the day. Christ, 40s, 50s, something like that. As you can see, it's just a 2-core cable. After a while, when it gets hot, the insulation will start perishing. This one is absolutely fine. I say absolutely fine. It's better than other stuff you've seen because it isn't snapping. And then this is the earth, singular earth that would run around the property. Because of the thickness of these joists, which aren't a lot, what we're talking 350mm there, this is the house with the RSJs. I'll overlay some footage now from a previous video. There's steels everywhere in the floor, so we've only got little spans of joist, hence why I think they're so thin. I'm only going to do a 24mm bit max hole saw. Normally we do 32 to get loads of cables through, but this is going to be 24mm. I'll go 60 again. Right, it's gone there, going up. Let's just hit the last line there. So what I'm going to do, get the drill bit, drill down, same measurement in the centre of the joist. Best way I just use, so do a pencil mark or Sharpie mark. 5.5, which is here. So I can either snap that off there, or when I hold it down, I hold my finger and thumb on that, and then we just draw across the line that's already there. Same thing with this one. Just draw it across. It's just little tips and tricks that make the job easier and quicker and better that we picked up along the years, rather than getting the tape out, measuring it, getting the tape out, measuring it. And then in theory, you should be able to see my uni light directly at the end through all the holes. Nice. I've already gone round and pulled from a previous video all the boards I need to get up. I don't know what that's doing, but it's hard. Drill down, drill down, drill down. So if we go route wise for the office, we're going to come down, here, we're going to shoot across this first socket, back up, back down, back up, back down, across to this one. This goes up, across, up, this way, down, down, and then across to the double socket behind the door, and then that's the office done. I'll be using the X-Board 3000, which is that. Pop it on. I normally do this, get it to where we need, we'll pull the slack off, cut it, label up, we'll leave it there for another day. This is the steel I was on about, and we're going to have to loop it under every single steel as and when we come to it, because there's no possible way around any of them. They go to each wall, end to end and across. But with the Run Protect, it just makes my life, especially now I'm doing it by myself, absolutely 10 times easier. Feed in running cables. We've also got the new staples for the Milwaukee cable stapler. So as and where I've got across the steels, I'll be pulling this up more than enough. I'll be pulling the slack back, and I'm going to do a staple there because there's a steel here and a staple there, just to try and bring it up off the plasterboard as best as possible. Right, I'm going to have to go home, get changed, and I'll see you tomorrow because I've got to take lads to football because no one else can take him, so I will see you tomorrow. Right, it is the next day. Sorry about that, I had to nip home, lads football training, but I've had my delivery this morning, as you can tell. Expert Electrical, coming clutch. So all the materials roughly for this job is 2K and a bit plus the VAT. We use my code like it is right here, Bundy 10 on Expert Electrical, and we've saved ourselves 200 quid sweat array. So we've nearly got a day's labour just by using a discount code. So every video I ever do, Expert Electrical, it's in the description below. go and check it out. If you've got fuse boards coming up, you can pre-plan that, get 10% off that. Rewires, downlights, extractor fans, you name it, use the code, get the percentage off. It's more money in your pocket at the end of the day. Let's go back upstairs. We'll take our 25mm conduit up. We'll run you through what we're doing with that. I've also had a really big clean, tidy of the kitchen, everything around here and all hoovered, just because it was getting a bit messy. I wanted to clean it up, get it on top of things. We know where we're standing, so right, let's jump up. Right, as of yesterday, we got a cable, we got our length, we got the run protect. It's time, I've loaded it up. First time ever gonna use it. Like I said, we've got RSJs running across. So the cable is already, there's an RSJ just here. So it's already slipped under, but what I'm gonna do is pull the tension here, clip it there, pull the tension, clip it there. And we're in. This one, you load it into here. If you haven't seen the staples for these ones before, they actually come out. They are plastic coated metal long ones. They're quite long, to be fair, compared to the ones. I don't know if there's different sizes you can buy for this, but it's good thing about this, out the packet, you can put 2 in there straight away. Right, we've got a 2 up. The problem is we've got this horrible lump of concrete below. I've drilled all down. I think the SDS bit is, I'll double check, but I think it's a 16mm bit, which is enough to get it up. So just utilise a bit of the VIR cable and a bit of tape on that, just to help feed that up the hole. Drastically easy with that piece of concrete, but at the same time, it's solid to the floor, and I do not want to chase it or hit it or anything in case it rips the plasterboard off. That's fine. I can get hold of it. I marked out the 25mm. We've got some, oh, the Nipex conduit cutters. Obviously, they're designed for oval. The reason I've gone for 25mm, well, there's 2 reasons I've gone 25mm. One is because I've managed to finally get hold of it for the first time in a very, very long time. And it makes things a lot easier. So 225s would, well, goes up a 20mm. It really does. But you do have to faff, you've got to play with it, you've got to twist it, you've got to pull it, as well as 6mm. But with 25mm, it slides up perfectly. And at the same point, the chase that we do with the chaser anyway, with the triple blade, is 25mm chase anyway. So you'll see how easy this goes in. It can twist within the conduit as well, and it doesn't affect it. Make sure we cross these back to make sure they fit. As that pushes up, we're well within the floor here. At the same time, I'm going to push that back. Ah, I ran out of clips. Bear with me. I'd managed to do these 3, but then I run out of all-round bands, so I picked some up yesterday. What we do for 25mm conduit goes to 5 holes. Also absolutely loving the all-round band in this. I think this was from Deligo, but game changer for keeping it together and spooled up. And then from this, you can just double over, nail gun goes center hole. I like to bend it out a little bit so it holds within the chase itself, and then you get the nail gun, but I'll show you. Bend it out a little bit, and what I found the best place for this in this brickwork here is the mortar line. Give it a little bit of a, get the bevel bits off from the chase, holds it in place. Right, now you got it all in snug, all round band, press that in, make sure that's flush below the surface, which it is, all the way up. So we'll go across to this one. There we go. Doesn't make much noise, does it? Last but not least, curl these bad boys over, get them out of the way, because I'm the one I'm going to end up plastering. Right, so the power's done in here, going down, lovely jubbly, happy days. We've got as many clips as we can. We've got the power coming up. A lot of the conduit is also stuffed quite far underneath the skirting as well. Coming across that way, in and across. We've even put the little joints in between that are wedged in place nice and tight. Down we go. Got another clip in just down there, That one then feeds up to that one. Because I'm going to try and get a room done at a time, I'm now going to jump onto the data in the office. So we've got a dual Cat 6 there, we've got a dual Cat 6 going up in the ceiling, that'll all feed back to here. So what this is going to be is a dual brush plate. I've left allowance, I've done 3, but I might end up taking the 4th one out. Every cable is coming back to here on a brush plate. They're going to be at least a metre width on these. I'm going to put RJ45s on the end. We're going to label them up right now as we're doing each one. And then the patch panel, which is in the cupboard behind me, is going to go here. While we were just about to do the data on what essentially is this wall upstairs, I thought I might as well hit the ones downstairs first. They've already gone back to the board, and then we can bring the ones from this bit in the same run, and I can cable tie them together and get them out of the way. We've also got the doorbell. Obviously, this isn't in zones, it's less than 12 volt, it doesn't really matter. So what I've done, I've labelled the boxes, 3 boxes, 1, 2 and 3. I've written on the cable on the ends 1, 2 and 3. So what we're going to do now is there's one cable that doesn't match, it's a different brand to this one. So I'm going to bring this across the doorbell, bring it down some trunking, get that all terminated. And then we'll go upstairs and see if the aftermarket heat shrink that I brought for the data cables actually works. Because the last one I tried within the label printer, it said a not recognised device or not a genuine cartridge. So it knows. So for once, so I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not happy with this at all. I didn't use the chaser for this bit, I used the SDS, and I haven't quite gone deep enough for it. I've just scraped a bit away with a knife, but exactly where the nail's sitting, I mean, it goes below the surface just. You're never going to get a nice finish on that. You only need someone to plaster over the top, and literally just like that, the plaster will crack. So I'm going to pull that nail out and just double check, chase it a bit further, get it all hunky-dory and jump upstairs. But I found this so many times when we're doing chasers up top. You can bring the chaser the majority of the way, but the rest you've got to do is your SDS, which is fine. And for me being tall, it's not really an issue. But sometimes you don't quite go deep enough, or you have a look at it, you think, oh, it'll be fine, you know, this, that and the other. And when it comes to cap it or on top of it or just putting cables in, you always get it arcing out a little bit at the top, and it's such a bad finish, and it's so much more difficult to do it once the cables are in place. So just spend that extra effort at the very top, the very bottom, when the cables go into the pattress, or at the very top when they go into the ceiling. I promise you it makes all the difference. When you're doing this and you've already hoovered and tidied, it flies in. So I'm just going to put a work mat down and just rip this bit out. They're in, done. Going across to the doorbell. Sweet. Right, this is my brother label printer. This is the E550W. I've just put that tape in, which I told you guys about, that it doesn't like. So if I was to click print, installed tape is not compatible with this machine. That one was off Amazon. So what annoys me is I've had I've had aftermarket tapes before, and it's never ever been an issue. The video that I wanted to use this on was the one with the split con cable, and I've literally just had this guy message going, I'll put it on the screen now, Mr. Robin Price, you are not John Ward. Do I reply correct? Yes! We have a winner. Oh, please click cut. Oh, fiddlesticks. It didn't feed. Well, it did work. Anyway, let me just figure this out. 3rd time's a charm. Right, cut it. Yes. Right, it's because it wasn't fed through the end. So some of the tapes, for some bizarre reason, see that little tiny notch right at the very top here? It wasn't fed through that, so it's not fed through that, and you get what I do, and it coils up inside. Pull it out, feed it up through that top one, and it'll work. I've now got loads of doorbell feeds, so as you can see there, we've got doorbell feed as well. To get into this, you end up having to do this. It's very annoying, but it is what it is. So this tape, so this is obviously Cat 6 cable. The cassette that I brought, it was on offer. It was on offer for 3 of them, and I think it was 19 quid. I'll put it on screen from Amazon. This is 11.7mm, and this is obviously Cat's, it's data cable. It's fed all under, cable tied it to where I want it. That goes up and down. But I've drawn on the wall from the box here to this mark here, that's a metre. Once that's fed into the floor up here, the cables have been 1 metre long, and then I'm just going to knock these down. I'll probably draw another line on the wall here, and this will allow me to do my RJ45 connections and cut these down a bit. And then last but not least, I know that's not going to pull off because obviously we need to turn around, still feed it through the floor, up through the capping and into the box as well. But yeah, happy with that. I've made a note on each one of what's what, so we'll get that on now. I'm not going to put these in the box yet because I'm realistically looking at this with the amount of cables that need to go into here. I'm probably going to end up doing another chase. So because this bundle's to the right, I'll probably bring that up the new chase as and when it's done. But let me get these labelled up. So we've got loft power on, we've got all these on, all coming through. That one's on, and that one's up. So as we stand now, the office is finished. I've just got obviously the light switch to do, which I'm probably going to try and do tomorrow, if not the day after. I'm just going to start doing the circuit upstairs now, and exactly the same thing over and over and over again for you guys. So if you've learned anything from the video with the heat shrink, with the capping, with the 25mm, anything, drop a like. Any other ways that you guys would do it, I'm always open ears for the next rewire to try things a different way. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Love you, bye.